Well, there are several things, but one thing which really inspired me was my brother. I remember when I was a small girl, he used to tell me stories about mountain climbing. And he used to tell me that when you will grow up, we will climb together. And also, I used to see a lot of women coming from all over the world to climb mountains in my village, Shimshal, and for trekking and climbing. And I used to think that there are a lot of women coming from all over the world, but not from Pakistan. So that was the reason that we thought that, because Pakistani women are working in every field, but this sport is something completely neglected. There is no women participation in this sport. So we thought that we can represent Pakistani women in this sport, which is completely male-dominated sports in Pakistan. And people think that girls cannot do it. So that was kind of a challenge for me to take it like that Pakistani girls can do it. So that's how it began. Well, I think the reason behind my climb was to encourage young girls, to empower young girls, that if, for example, I, Samina Baig, can climb Mount Everest, because I come from a very small, remote village, Shimshal, and my parents were like, my father was farmer, my mother was housewife, so it was very, very difficult for us. It was very, very challenging for us to come from a very small, remote village and to dream to climb Mount Everest, and also to climb 7 summits in 7 continents. That was another challenge. But this was one thing that if I can do it, other girls can do anything. And I take it as a metaphor that I don't want every girl to climb mountains. Everyone has their own mountains in their lives. So I just want to tell the girls there that if you want to do something, work hard, believe in yourself, and you can achieve anything in the world. Nothing is impossible. It's very, very difficult to describe it in words. I was very emotional. I was not believing that I'm standing on the top of the world, being first Pakistani. And what was most important for me was that I was not standing on the top of the world as Samina Baig. I was representing Pakistan. I was representing Pakistani women, and because it was the 60th anniversary of Mount Everest in 2013. So in 60 years, there was no any women from Pakistan who have ever attempted Mount Everest or any other mountains. So it was honor for me to represent my country, and especially the women of my country, on the 60th anniversary of Mount Everest, and I was hoisting my flag, Pakistani flag, on the top of the world, and that was amazing feeling. I was crying, I was happy, and I was like, I was super happy that standing on the top of the world being first Pakistani women. Well, I think it's very simple. It's a basic right of every individual to have equal opportunities. There should be no difference between boys and girls, and I can take this example from my region, Hunza Valley. There is no difference between girls and boys. For example, if a parents have 2 kids, girl and boy, so they give education to both of them. So it's very common. Everyone should have equal right to live their life, and they should have equal right to get education, health, and everything which is equal for everyone. Well, I'm honored to be the first Goodwill Ambassador of Pakistan, UNDP National Goodwill Ambassador for Pakistan. And I think what I can do is to create awareness about climate change and women empowerment, gender equality, because being a mountaineer, I go to these mountains and I see the climate change effects on our Mother Earth. So I feel so honored that I will create awareness about climate change and gender equality and women empowerment.